Welcome to the Unionville Historic District and Properties Commission meeting this Thursday, January 9th, 2025. We are going to start our meeting with the public hearing for a certificate of appropriateness for 1761 Farmington Avenue in Unionville, Tracy and Marshall Fillion. So I will ask Garrett to read the public notice first.
Thank you. All right, Town of Farmington, Unionville Historic District and Properties Commission. Notice is hereby given that the Unionville Historic District and Properties Commission will hold a hybrid, in-person, and online public hearing on Thursday, January 9th, 2025 at 7 p.m. in the Town Hall Council Chambers on the following application. Marshall and Tracy Fillion, application for certificate of appropriateness to replace fencing located at 1761 Farmington Avenue, Unionville. Interested parties are encouraged to participate in this hybrid public hearing. Participation in person is at 1 Monteith Drive, Town Hall, Town Council Chambers, or online participation is via the link to the meeting on the Town of Farmington's website as presented. A copy of the proposal is on file in the Planning Department at Town Hall, Farmington, Connecticut, and may also be accessed on Farmington's official website as presented. Dated at Farmington, Connecticut, December 18th, 2024, Unionville Historic District and Properties Commission, Lisa Johnson, Chair.
Thank you, Garrett. So you've all received the application and the materials along with the photographs and the new fencing that the owners propose. Are they here? Is that the phone number there? All right.
Yeah, they called in. So Luke and Tracy should be able to.
Yeah, can you hear us?
Yes, we can.
Perfectly. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Would you like to walk us through your proposal?
Sure. So the pictures, if you see to the right of the house, it was rotted, right, Luke?
Yeah, it was a wood fence, and it was all termite damage.
And we had it propped up, like Luke, you had it propped up with like.
Yeah. And we have to replace it.
Yeah. Those termites. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And so you it's 4 feet tall, and you're going to replace this with a 4-foot tall aluminum powder-coated black fencing, and you included the a photograph of the new fencing that you're considering.
Yeah. Yep.
Good.
Hopefully.
So is there anything else you'd like to add to?
What about the set?
Oh, no,
is that enough?
No, I think so. I mean, it's going to be pretty much the same height, but you don't want to replace wood anymore.
Yeah, no.
So that's why we're going with the aluminum, and we thought it would look nice.
Good. All right. So let me then ask commissioners if you have questions or comments on the proposal. So Bob, can I start with you?
Sure. The picture that I have here, like you see on the screen there, oh, you can't see it, but we can. The dog's by the gate. And it says here 5 foot and 4 foot. And, well, excuse me, it's the 4-foot style, the 5-foot style, and the 6-foot height style. Which one are you preferring to pick?
The 4-foot one.
The 4-foot one, okay. And this is all cast aluminum?
It's all aluminum, yes, powder coated.
Oh, okay, that'd be good. That's my questions.
Okay. Steve, how about you?
Is the gate going to be a driveway size gate? Is it just going to be a walkway gate?
No, it's going to be the same as the gate, the existing gate.
Yeah. So the gate will cross the entire driveway or just a portion of it? It's hard to say.
Just driveway.
Okay.
The gate will be open
Yeah.
on the asphalt.
Okay. And it's
Okay.
going to be in the same line, the same path, the same
Yes,
position.
yes.
Yeah, I think it'll
Basically be the same. It's just not going to be wood. It's going to be the aluminum.
got it. Yeah, I think that'll be nice, and it'll complement the handrails to your front porch too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which
Nice.
that was our next. Well, we're gonna actually put. We were hoping that we were a day late to submit the next
Phase.
Whatever you call that. Yeah.
Yeah, because we want
Deadline.
the steps are.
The steps are very dangerous. They moved. They're like 4 foot. One is a 4 foot riser, and then there's a 10-foot, and then there's like an 8-foot riser.
Inch.
Yeah, inches.
Inches.
And
Okay.
and that's very, very, especially when we renting it out.
Yeah, you need that consistent code height.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Is that why the railings haven't been screwed
Replace the
fastened
steps.
down? Yeah. Okay.
To replace the steps, I got to replace the handrails also.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
Will be that's the next one,
Yeah.
but it will be similar to what's there right now.
right.
Okay.
But
Did
the railings are embedded into the concrete steps that are there now, so
Yeah,
we
correct.
can't save those.
Oh, got it.
Okay.
Got it. Okay.
Will you be able to source the handrails from the same company, maybe? I'm sorry, same fencing.
I think I have to get them custom made,
Oh,
but we're going to probably match exactly what we got.
yeah,
Make it match the fencing.
yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Great.
You good, Steve?
That's all I got. Yeah.
Okay. Matt?
I'm good with it. I think, looking at the style, it's consistent with some of the other things that we see on Farmington Avenue, the extruded metal out by Stop and Shop, along Main Street. It was kind of funny. I saw the agenda for this evening and was out for walks over the holiday break. And actually noticed that they'd actually taken fencing down outside St. Mary's, and because I think it was rotted, the wrought iron fencing is gone outside St. Mary's, but it's a feature that is consistent with other areas within town, so I think I liked it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Beth.
He lives across the way. Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay.
All right, Kelly? You-
Think it looks great. I don't have any other questions or comments.
Yeah. My
Ann,
only
are you-
question. Is Ann there?
Sorry. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
sorry.
here.
Barbara.
No, I'm here. Yeah, I think it looks great. I think it'll look really nice when it's up, and I think it'll look great.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks, Ann.
Thank you. Ann. Barbara?
You're welcome, Tracy.
My main question is, this was termite damage. How's the house?
Oh,
I don't think I don't think they got in there yet.
Well, we
Okay.
took two very large trees that were right on the line. We
Yeah.
had those taken probably a month ago.
Yeah.
So
Mm,
that were rotting. So
Yeah.
mhm.
One
Yeah. Yeah.
Their
'Cause
neighbor.
that, I know
Yeah,
they've got when they come in, I know that they plug all around the place. Not just the area where the termites are, but they would probably
Yeah.
put plugs in all around the house. So that would be my main concern, that the house is okay. No, I think that will fit in with the area. You certainly can't put wood up that would probably be only asking for a lot more trouble. And aluminum is going to be a lot easier to maintain.
Yeah, and I think
Yeah, not really need, it shouldn't need a lot of maintenance at all.
Yeah, so along those lines, if I could just say,
Yeah.
I understand the need to make the change. I was wondering if you would consider replacing the wooden fence, not with wood because of the difficulties with maintaining wood in our part of the world, but with a wood and man-made composite material. We've actually approved materials like that for people's porches, with the understanding that once this material is painted, it looks like wood. Yeah, I see your fence here is unpainted, but we don't have any purview over color. I'm not, please don't paint it fuchsia pink. That's not what I mean. But what I mean is that a composite material would be impervious to bugs and termites. It would last a long time. And there are lots of different materials now available that you could use. The reason I say that is in Unionville, with houses that were built before like 1880, the fencing tends to be wooden. Houses built after like 1879 or 1880, the fencing is metal. And it really reflects what was available to people at the time when they built and renovated their houses. So for example, the 20 Elm Street, which is around the gazebo, near Union School. I'll just hold up a photograph. Can you see that? They've got a wooden fence, more decorative than yours, but they've got a wooden fence in front of their house, and that's the original fencing. The same thing with on Farmington Avenue, or rather on Main Street, the William Griswold house. This is also a more elaborate fence, but this house was built around 1835. And you could see they had money, obviously, because the house is large and grand, but the fencing is wood. So it keeps the historic character of your property, but you don't have to turn to wood, which is a problem. You could turn to a composite material now. And I know that you're in the trade, so I'm sure you know what's out there. But if you needed assistance, I'm sure we could help you locate some of those materials. The National Park Service is actually using some of these materials in some of their historic buildings because of the rapid deterioration of wood, particularly wood that you buy now. It's not as dense as the wood that people could buy 100 years ago. So I wonder if you would consider that as a replacement for your fence.
No, I don't think we would. I think we kind of have our mind set on the
metal
fence that we proposed. Yeah.
I have not actually went out there and looked at composite fencing. I know that does, my experience, it does fail. Like when it comes to decking and stuff like that, over time it does fail.
Yeah.
No, yeah. You're looking at aluminum powder coated fence. I don't see how that could fail.
You're right. It won't rust. That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the composites get a lot of wear from UV sun. A lot of sun. They are susceptible to sun damage.
Awesome.
And I don't know how well they do if they make contact with the ground either. But
they expand and contract.
Yeah.
With different temperatures.
Yeah. But I think UV is the major breakdown of that composite.
And the other thing is, I don't think a composite railing would work with a gate. Because it needs to be structural
Mhm.
to be the open and close. And I don't think I've ever seen it. I could be wrong.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, and I could be wrong as well. So it's
it might not have the rigidity.
yeah, yeah, or the
integrity.
strength. Yeah. Well, that's too bad, isn't it? I wish they would hurry this along. Yeah. Doggone it. All right. Did everybody have a chance to ask questions or make comments?
And the aluminum is very lightweight too, so it makes it easy to handle and maneuver the gates, and while still being structurally more rigid and strong compared to the composite too.
I agree.
All right then. So everybody's had a chance. Any more questions or comments you'd like to
Can
make?
you remind us the year of the house? What was the year of the house? When was it built?
1706. Oh, no, wait. No.
I think it's
When
between
was it?
1775 and 1844. The building date was hard to determine. It's been altered a lot. You probably, yeah.
Oh.
76.
1776, yeah. A year before the Constitution.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that great?
Really?
Yeah, it's wonderful. Yeah,
Wow.
it's had a lot of
Didn't realize
changes,
we had
no
any of
doubt,
that
but
over
yeah,
here.
yeah. Huh.
Is there a name associated too with the builder or the original occupant?
Let's
we know?
see.
No,
It was
I think so.
No.
There was very little information in the land records about the building.
Mhm.
Oh, Omri Ford, OMRI, was the builder, Omri Ford. So,
Oh.
Huh.
Oh.
yeah,
Wow.
and it's a Greek
Well,
revival, so I don't actually think it's 1775, but it could be. It could have been altered as well. And the reason you could see that is the gable ends. You've got this nice thick kind of
Oh,
trim
arch.
that comes down and then makes its way back, like the
Yeah.
triangles on a temple.
Right. Yeah. And those
yeah.
are typically early 19th century.
Mhm.
In and around the Greek, when Greece got their independence from
I can't
Turkey.
read it.
Right.
Yeah, the historic resource inventory says 1844, but I think that I thought part of it was older.
Yeah.
Then you'd have to read the verbiage to see if they're talking about an earlier date too. I meant to look it up, but I didn't.
Well,
know,
so Mrs. Ketchum, who we bought the house from, she said that the house was for the trolley car drivers. I guess they would stay at like the house owned.
Oh, wow.
I don't know, researched it, but and actually my grandfather was a trolley car driver, and he used to, I guess, apricots or the wooden tap.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
where he would turn around with his trolley car, and I guess and he would walk back to Hartford. He lived in Hartford, and
Wow.
Mrs. Ketchum said the trolley car drivers used to stay at the house, the little red house.
Oh,
It was a little boarding,
neat.
like a little boarding house.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah.
That's
That
wonderful.
is neat. Yeah.
How great
And
that
it's
you
right-
bought it.
Right.
Yeah, well,
Right.
I know.
Yeah.
And it's really close to where Wooden Tap is, where, yeah.
Yeah.
So that would
Yeah,
make
it
sense.
is. It really is. Huh, that's a great little piece of information.
Wow.
That's
So
wonderful.
the wooden tap location was like a turnstile, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
the
a
way.
powerhouse for the trolley, right?
Yeah.
And
And
it turned. Yeah.
my aunt,
Turned in there, went around, did it go around there?
what's that?
It had a turnstile inside with I believe the train would go in straight on, they would do their
And it would-
repairs, and then it would turn around on the turnstile so it could
Right.
leave front out.
Reverse,
Of
reverse
Yeah.
direction.
course, that building's been changed dramatically, but it's still there. It's still there.
Is it really? What, no, the building or not the turnstile anyway?
No, the
building.
turnstile's not there. No, but
Yeah,
the
brick
building is
building.
there. Yeah.
Somewhere.
Yeah, that's a great piece of information.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, obviously it was her father, my grandfather. She's still alive and very knowledgeable, and she's 94.
Wow.
So she's put together pictures of everything, and I'm happy to share when she's putting together some albums.
Hey,
That would
Oh.
be great.
I'm happy
That
to
would
share
really
them.
add to everybody's knowledge about the building. That would be really wonderful.
and the Unionville
Yeah.
Museum would appreciate that
Yeah.
share too.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
that's great. Yeah, I
That
love
would go
them. I
nuts.
love mysteries. Buildings have such great stories. Yeah, well, that's wonderful. Good. All right. So we've talked through everything. You've asked your questions. We've made our comments. Are you all ready to vote?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
just really quick for the record. There are
Yes.
no members of the public called in or present in the council chambers,
Okay.
as it is a public hearing.
Thank you, Garrett. All right, so I will make the motion to approve the certificate of appropriateness from Marshall and Tracy Fillion for the property at 1761 Farmington Avenue to replace the 4-foot tall wooden fencing with 4-foot tall aluminum powder coated black fencing.
Second.
Thank you, Ann. Ann seconds. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
I,
Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, you have an approval. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I just
Stay
have a
warm.
question. Can I ask?
Yeah.
How is this? Do we have a time limit when we are approved for like the fence, or I think we're gonna
No.
have to go through it. There's no time limit?
No.
Okay. And my second question is, I have a fence registration form. When I went to pick the sign up, the girl that I got the sign from, she was like, I'm not sure if you're gonna have to fill this out and send it in, but she gave me the fence registration form.
Yeah, you can just
Should
send
I-
that to me, Tracy.
Oh, okay. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, sorry.
Good.
Okay, I think that's the questions we have.
Wonderful. Well, thank you.
Thank you. You guys are so easy to work with. Thank
Well, I'm glad.
new.
Good. Stay warm.
you.
Thank you.
Happy
Bye-bye.
New Year.
That's great. Okay, good. All right. Garrett, is there anything else we need to do? This group?
The minutes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I know. With this COA application. Yeah, okay.
No, COA is all set.
All right, great. Good job, everybody. All right, you've all had a chance to see the minutes, which didn't even fill up a page. But it was a good meeting. So would somebody like to make a motion to approve the minutes of November 7, 2024?
So moved.
Thank you, Matt. A second?
Second.
Thank you,
Second.
Barbara. Any comments, corrections, additions? Hearing
I heard,
none?
I
Oh, I'm
heard
sorry.
from Sherry Horton that the sale to the developer for 79 Lovely Street fell through.
Really?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
So
Let's-
it's going to be on the market. It's going to be put on the market. I think in 2 months.
Very good. Let's
Um,
get back to that. We'd like to hear more, Steve. Let's just approve the minutes. No,
okay.
that's okay. No, it's all right. So all in favor of approving the minutes, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? None? Okay, the minutes are passed. All right, Steve, go ahead. So 2 months it'll be in the market.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
And John did receive the packet that Garrett gave me for the process.
Great.
So I haven't heard back from him, but
Okay.
Sherry Horton has also got John's ear and keeping
Good.
her eyes peeled on the neighbor
Good.
on the property. So
Yeah.
So
Well,
if anything changes, if any news comes up, I'll or if I'm contacted by John Simons, I'll let you all know.
yeah, please do. Please
Yeah.
do. That's
I'm sorry. Is he planning on making any major changes
Not
before
John.
putting it on the market?
No.
No?
No.
Okay, just waiting for spring.
Yes.
it's a beautiful
Is there-
building.
It is. Is
Yeah.
there
It's a
any
beautiful
way,
Yeah.
is there any way, depending on who decides to buy it, that we can prevent it from being torn down? I know that we can kind of chime in on older buildings, but can we actually prevent it from being torn down?
I think it would have to be registered, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
I think
have-
so.
Oh,
it would
that's
have, it would have
No,
to be
but-
registered.
Yes,
So-
Garrett, sorry.
Yeah, so in the zoning regulations, there is, if you want to demo a home that's listed on the historic registry, it is a public hearing process and a special permit with the Town Planning and Zoning Commission.
But isn't there something if the home is more than 75
Yeah,
years
that's
old?
so it would need a special permit first. That's a 6 to 8 week process. Then there's public notifications for any demo permits.
So there's still
involved as well.
some time that we can chime in on.
Right, but I think based on what Steve had seen, it's not bad on the inside. It's just
Yeah,
they're just dated plumbing, really.
yeah,
It's not even bad structurally on the outside. It's
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
it was just like
cosmetic.
asbestos pipe, I
Yep.
think, was the big,
yeah,
lead and asbestos pipe was what's existing, but
I
that's
mean,
not.
even just a coat of paint,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah,
I think,
would make it look much
yeah.
better.
I would love, I think the communication between, with Steve and Sherry and John is
Yeah.
absolutely key here.
Yeah.
Um,
And he still seems friendly and
Okay.
open to learning more and taking
Okay.
more time. I will chain myself to the front porch. No.
Like a
Um,
suffragette, okay.
If he,
wonder-
if he changes his mind and decides that he'd like to put it in the historic district, I can very quickly put something together.
Yeah.
In fact, I'll take some material with me when I leave in
Mhm.
late January, so I have something I could work with quickly.
Yeah.
So,
Exp-
Do you,
would be
do you
nice.
think he might, I don't know, I'm curious if you think he would be interested in that to prevent someone from tearing it down?
I sure hope so. I sure
You
hope
know,
so.
because he seemed very committed to, I mean, I know he couldn't guarantee what the developer was going to do, but he
Right.
was
Right.
trying to influence that, and he didn't have it like in writing, we know, but you
Right.
know, to get
Yeah.
like the gentleman's handshake that they were not going to do anything drastic to the building. I don't know. It's just a
Mhm.
thought, especially when I don't know, remember all the exact timing, but now we have at least 2 months because if 2 months from now is what, the middle of March, so maybe it's really,
Yeah.
I don't know. And that
Yeah.
was a concern before with the timing.
right.
Get
You're
it
absolutely
there?
right, Kelly.
I don't
Yes.
know. I'm just,
Yep.
maybe he thinks that would dissuade a potential buyer, but I think any potential buyer that's going to be interested would be someone who wants a historic home at this point.
Yes.
Just with that house, you're not going to find someone who doesn't want that and buying that piece of property, unless they plan to just change it dramatically, I feel like, but.
Yeah, I think one reason why he was kind of enthusiastic about working with this former developer was that the only major changes were going to be to the systems,
Yeah.
the electrical
Oh,
and
yeah,
plumbing
which have to
internally,
happen, yeah.
and
My
Yeah.
house
it was
too.
and there was going to be new siding put over the original siding, but they were going to do their best to replicate,
Right.
at least clapboard, maybe
Yeah.
not the fish scale or the other shingling,
Right.
but
Right.
they were going to at least make it sounded like they were going to make an effort to make it look like
Right.
siding,
Right.
which
I just had never considered what Barbara brought up about the ability to be able just to take it down,
I
and
know.
and so, and again, that might be something worth it. And we have some time. I don't know how quickly. I remember the whole process. You had to wait for Hartford to meet or whatever. I don't know all the
Well,
details, but
we can work with that. Yeah. I, you-
I don't
you-
know. It's just a
I
thought.
think you're right, Kelly. I think that he had a sense of an assurance that it was going to remain
Yes.
intact with this developer. The developer's not around anymore. He doesn't really have assurance. So I don't know, Steve, is there a way that you can converse with him and just say, we're prepared to put the building in the district to assure that it doesn't get knocked down?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
then we could
Yeah.
move on that quickly.
Yep. And I do have the sense that there is an emotional
I did too.
Attachment.
I don't know if it's an attachment, but there's this legacy, it being the family home for so many years, and then kind of paying homage to his brother Bill, who lived there for so long. And Bill was very interested in history, and he started to go through the process with you guys. And
Yeah.
I really think that he, is going to do his best to try to select a buyer, because I think he's going to get a lot of attention for it. And I think every little nudge, I give him a handwritten letter with a packet, just kind of trying to appeal to him again. And I think
Maybe Sherry, maybe she'd be she's got the relationship, just to say,
absolutely,
consistent. I don't know.
Yep.
I think, Kelly, I'm glad you brought that up. I think that's one of it's difficult. We're in a position where we can offer a few little things, but this is one thing we can truly offer.
Yeah.
This is within our power.
I feel like in general, people who appreciate history don't like to see things torn down, whether, and so I sense he's the same type of person who would not have wanted to see the high school torn down, as an example. It's just, and so maybe appealing to that. I don't know.
Yeah.
You're right. Absolutely.
So Steve, is that something you feel you can do, or you'd be willing to represent?
I will.
us?
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and just text me or email me or call me, and we can move pretty quickly on it.
Okay.
Yeah. Great.
Will do.
Good.
You bet.
Good group. All right. Is there any other business to come before the commission? Does anybody have anything else they'd like to inform the commission about, or talk about, or ask questions of Garrett?
I just had one other comment. I was thinking about what Tracy was talking about with her aunt, and she's putting together all this information, and she did mention she's 94. Have we ever done anything like interviewing people? Because I was thinking maybe, I don't know if she sounds like she's very interested, her aunt. I don't know who her aunt is per se, but I was thinking like her, and even John with the Hitchcock house. I know we have a lot of like history about it, but getting just that whole perspective. He was giving us those stories about living there when he was a child. It's just to kind of, I don't know. I totally regret that I didn't do enough with my own grandmother to ask enough questions of her, especially someday, anyway, that's all I'm thinking about, because all those stories or, and I
Mhm.
know her aunt is documenting thing, but if that just might be something to consider. I don't know what our next project is, or,
Hmm.
and I'm not saying another walking tour or something, but I was just trying to
Mhm.
think of,
Mhm.
that was a really interesting history. I did not know that about the Apricots
Mhm.
building, that at one time it
Mhm.
even served that
Oh,
purpose. It makes a ton of
Yeah.
sense when you
Yeah.
explained it,
Yeah.
but
That would
I
be
don't know.
really interesting for us to do, to invite people to either bring relatives of theirs or people who have more knowledge about their house that they'd like to um,
Well,
have
yeah, look, we
recorded,
got
an
Matt.
oral history, really. We
We
could
have
have
Matt's
maybe,
oral history of his house from,
yeah,
you know,
yeah, that would be
like
great.
to start documenting some of it. I mean,
Mhm.
I'd be happy
Mhm.
to whatever, take notes and help and do all that. But I think that is just what all that day-to-day stuff that doesn't seem like a lot, but as time goes on,
Oh, it
it's
surely
really
is.
the whole,
Yeah,
insight into life and what it was
yeah,
like.
you're
So
so right about that.
yeah.
Um, that would be a great thing for us to do in maybe April. You think that's a,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I don't even know what it might, I'm kind of thinking out loud as I'm talking to all of you. I
yeah,
was just,
yeah, yeah,
it
yeah.
spurred something when she mentioned her aunt, and it will be wonderful. It sounds like there's going to be lovely artifacts. I don't know what I don't know how we would do it. Maybe it's something, I don't know. Could we do something with the museum? Because then there's a place to
Yeah.
have someone come and speak. I
Yeah.
know there's the library as well, but I don't know.
The
Library's
I,
museum.
great.
I, I think that is something that we'd really have to work with the museum on, because we would need a repository for these oral histories.
Hmm.
And of course, the library also could be a repository. I know Steve and I had talked to Sanford, and we were talking about that for a while, but you really have to think it out, get all your questions in place, do
Yeah.
a bunch of the history, and then I do think that would be a great project, but it would be helpful to work, I believe, with the museum.
I
What do you
agree.
think, Lisa? Yeah, I think that would be,
Mhm.
And I believe they
I
have
think
an
it's something we
ongoing,
should.
What's that, Matt?
I believe they already have an ongoing project that they've been working on. So they're revisiting their oral history project. There
Oh,
were some interviews that were conducted over the summer with
oh,
various folks.
Okay.
Again, it's not, I don't know that it's specific to properties, but I think that based on what I know, they were bringing individuals in and recording the oral histories, similar to what was done, oh, maybe 15, 20 years ago. I
yeah.
mean, I can remember
Mhm.
Mrs. Taft going around and interviewing my grandmother and a few others as
Mhm.
well.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that was probably 15 to 20 years ago now.
yeah, that's right. I actually did an interview as part of that process with Bill Bibbert. Remember Bill
Oh,
Bibbert?
Yeah.
It was 3 hours, and I finally had to tell him I couldn't do it anymore. He was unbelievable. I wish I had like a 20th of his memory. It was
Did you
unbelievable.
record it or in any way or
I
just
recorded it, and
yeah?
then I turned the recording over to, it was a group, they operated out of the library, but it was a separate, and I wish I could remember some of the people involved. They were a generation older than myself, but they were really excellent. And there were a couple of women who would type, they would transcribe from the tapes. Really great, great process.
I know the museum is interested in doing more what do you call them, multimedia or varied exhibits instead of the written or the pictorial, the
Mm-hmm.
2 and 3 dimensional, but they would like to expand it into presentations,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
or oral presentations. So I think they'd be open to it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I do. Yeah.
good.
And there's no reason why we couldn't utilize the Farmington room. Well, no, that's a resource. It's not a place that could handle an audience and
no,
a speaker.
No, but
but the
their
community
community
room
room
there
could.
would.
Yeah,
community
community room.
Yeah, the community room could, we could
as a
do the
backup
interviews
or
within
alternate.
the Farmington room itself. So we've got some
Yeah.
options.
Yeah. So that'd be interesting. You could open it up to all of those in town that occupy a historic building,
Mhm.
or families that are still in the area that are willing to share their experiences of living in that house and what they know about that house, any documents or pictures or things that they have collected or kept
That'd be awesome.
from that house. And it's a chance
Yeah.
for them to share either
Yeah.
speaking or by writing or by, giving photographs and
Yeah.
Video.
We need a plant, though.
Taping, yeah.
We need a plan. I was just thinking that, Kelly. I'm going through kind of.
Well, that's why I'm saying, like, we need
There's
someone
a
who we
lot.
know will, like, we'd have to identify people. Like, we could open it up for people as like to see what happens, but we need someone who is going to definitely speak to start it.
it'd be like an alternative to a tour. It would be
Yeah.
a memory lane kind of share tour of people's collections and stories. And
So to Barbara's, well, I know we talked about already going back to the museum, and to Barbara's point, I agree with you, Barbara. You would want some sort of structure around it or prompts or something to, help guide that delivery. But I don't know. I think I don't know. I think it'd be
I
really
have a book on
interesting.
how to do oral history. It's all
Perfect.
it's like a recipe book. It's incredible. There was during the
Okay.
70s and early 80s, it was a big deal,
Yeah.
collecting oral histories, but there was a template to how you developed your questions, how you as an interviewer behaved. So there's a whole protocol that goes along with it.
Well,
So
that's
let me get
interesting.
that out and
Yeah.
Maybe we can get a copy from the library.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Let me
Get
get
my
If you can find the title, that would be
Yeah.
interesting.
Okay.
Do you remember,
I'm
do
gonna
you remember,
jump off,
Steve,
if that's okay.
that beautiful, I don't remember the address, that beautiful, Queen Anne on Lovely Street? The huge, one of the really big Queen Anne's at the end of Lovely Street. I think it's blue. Could it be blue?
That's multicolored.
And,
You mean is
the
it
owner
the
came out.
the Deming
Were
house?
you there when the owner came out and started talking about the house and what happened to that's the one that the original house was moved and what it was used for? Were you there? I mean, he has
Wasn't there.
unbelievable knowledge. I should have taken better notes. And someone like that, and he was just fascinating. I mean, on the tour, we were just standing there listening to him. Yeah, that one.
Oh, this one. Oh, that's
That's
Oh,
a gorgeous
really?
house.
Why I think it's blue? It's not.
Was it Gary? Was it a man who came out?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, you got Gary. He's a historian, not by profession.
That's a
but-
gorgeous house.
Oh, it's a
Is he by
wonderful.
profession? Because he was just telling us stories about the house that was just fantastic. And
Yeah, so we should open
someone
this
like
up.
him would be an incredible, even though it's not in the district, he would be an incredible source.
Yeah.
that might have happened on your tour. I remember.
I thought that we had kind of merged there, but maybe not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were
we
the
talked
lucky
to
one.
the owners of 132, the Greek Revival, the architect. I'm spacing on his name now.
Oh,
Jack Kemper.
Tim.
Kemper.
No, this is further north.
Okay.
Because it's one of there are three big Queen Anne's.
Right.
And this is a
Yeah.
gorgeous one.
Yeah.
Well, that's,
Not
if you don't mind, I'm
divided.
going to make up a list of buildings that I think we would be open to anybody, I think, but
Yeah.
we would need to issue an invitation,
Mm-hmm.
I think. So let me come up with, I've already got a list.
Good
I
answer.
wonder.
Yeah.
The one
So let's
up the
start with
road.
that. What's that?
Okay.
That's
That's
142 Lovely.
At 142.
142. Yeah, it's a great building.
Oh,
Yeah, great building. Almost got that one in the district. Almost.
Almost.
that was
That's
the one-
okay.
Remember, we were discussing what happened to the original building, where was it moved to?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he knows
Yeah.
exactly where it is.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not
Yeah.
surprised. All right, everybody. We're going to get
Oh.
out there and gather information. I love it. That's a great idea. Well, let me I can connect with the people in the Farmington room and just see if they'd be interested in being a place. But Steve, would you like to contact Patty LaBouthier, or would you like
Yeah,
me?
I'll see her on Saturday night.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
Um,
well, I'll talk to her and Tim.
oh, great.
Her son.
And,
Super, okay.
Yep.
great idea. Wonderful
Here for a
idea.
while.
Good.
Okay.
Garrett, do you have anything you wanted to tell us?
No, I think the Phillians will be back next month because they want to, like we were discussing, they want to replace their concrete steps with granite steps, but they missed. It was because of the holidays. They missed the deadline for the legal notice, unfortunately. So
Yeah.
it was unfortunate news, but yeah, we'll probably have another one in February. I gotta give Tracy a call tomorrow and just make sure they still
Okay.
want to do that in February. They want to hold
Okay.
off till March.
right.
But that'll be it's another easy one. They're just doing the railings and the stairs and concrete for granite. So
Oh, concrete. Are there steps now or granite?
no, the steps now are concrete.
Oh.
They'll replace them with granite.
Oh, they want to replace them with granite. Ooh.
They're not
Yeah.
to code. They're not to code at all.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the way they are, they're
Dangerous.
Yeah.
hazardous. Yeah.
Yep. I get it. I get it. All right. Good. Well, thank you for all that. Well, if there's nothing else to discuss right now, why don't we conclude this meeting or adjourn this meeting? Oh, I see. Garrett's showing us the step. Yeah. Oh, of
Yeah.
course. That. Yes,
Oh,
indeed.
that is-
Completely.
That's dangerous.
Consistent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of work.
Yeah, that's so
Um,
hard.
I do have one question. We had talked about maybe holding a reception for owners of historic homes to kind of give them the spiel. And would you like if I checked out a couple of places in town and see what we can do? You know, kind of like, can we bring food into the community room? I mean, what can we do? And just to get an idea. So
Yeah,
maybe
that
I'll
would
do
be
that
great, Barbara. Thank
for
you.
the next couple of months, and yeah, just get an idea of what's going on.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, shit. All right. All right, good. No, I'll be coming to meetings virtually in February and March, but we're going to Arizona for February and March, just so you know.
Back to the son and the grandchildren.
I know, can't help it. Anyway, I'll send back as much warmth as I can.
Okay. And
yeah.
pictures of the baby.
Yes, I will definitely send you pictures. Yeah, I promise.
The baby, yeah, yeah,
Promise.
okay.
Good. All right, then let's adjourn this cold January meeting. As usual, another wonderful meeting. Everybody, thank you. So would someone like to make the motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, Anne. Can I have a second?
Bob? will
Oh,
second it.
Bob's going to second. All right, all in favor of adjourning, say aye.
Aye.
I know there are no nays, and I know there are no abstentions. I'm not even going to ask.
You have
Take care,
to.
everybody.